Hi guys, back out on the towpath again today. This time back on the Birmingham Main Line canal, but I'll be walking a section of the Old Main Line. You might recall, if you've watched my previous video with Taz from the Canal and Rivers Trust, the last time we walked the Soho Loop, we ended on this bridge, and I was telling you about the fact that this is the new main line, which we've already walked in previous videos, and we've so far got up to Cosley Tunnel in that direction. But I wanted to come back today and walk this section of the old main line, which winds its way around the landscape a bit more with a series of locks, and ends around where Tipton is. So my plan today is to do that walk and to see what that's got to offer. Anyway, let's set off in that direction and come along with me. Again, that's the new main line, and we're going down the old main line, which was built in the late 1700s. Smethwick Junction. It's really good to be back out today. Been having a bit of a crappy week, or maybe even a couple of months, to be honest. And it's really good to just get some headspace out on the towpath. And over the last few years I've been studying something called Stoic philosophy. And I'm trying to apply that to my current situations. Got lots of kind of unwanted change, really. It may be change that I've actually needed for some time in hindsight, but yeah, well, I've been trying to focus on the things that I can control, and treating the things I can't control with indifference, really. Treat it as if it's neutral. And yeah, it does work. You have to constantly keep bringing your mind back to it. One thing I do like to do is something the Stoics call turning an obstacle upside down, finding the good in it. That's something I did with my illness last year. I've used that to launch this YouTube channel and to get healthy and do something awesome, like walking 2,000 miles of canal towpaths, and it's turned out brilliantly. I've met a lot of cool people, and yeah, really enjoying myself. And yeah, lots of good opportunities are kind of coming out of it already. It's probably a good time to talk about my plans, actually. Next weekend and the weekend after, I'm walking the Worcester and Birmingham Canal with my friend Martin and a bunch of his pals. And yeah, we're going to be stopping at every pub on the way. I think on the first day there's 8 pubs, so it should be interesting. But what makes it even more interesting, of course, is the fact that a small film crew are coming to film me on these walks for a programme you might recognise on Channel 4 as Narrow Escapes. So we've got lots of exciting stuff coming up. You might remember in one of my previous videos me coming up this path to look at the this arm here, which kind of the old engine arm I think it is, and it runs around the side and it's quite overgrown. This is one of the spaces where I popped my head up to have a look. It's a nice spot. So after this section, and after the next 2 weekends where I'll be walking the Worcester and Birmingham Canal, I've got one more section on this Birmingham Main Line to finish between Coseley Tunnel and Aldersley Junction, just past Wolverhampton. And that'll be 3 canals completed, a whole load of pubs stopped at, and some great experiences on the way. This is another interesting bit, because on the same video I was talking about a minute ago, when I come up to look at the engine arm, we'll walk past this roaring waterfall, and we're actually on top of it now, as you can see, running down there to the new main line. And it looks like there's some sort of gate or shut-off valve here, and it's pulling water from this the old canal down to the lower one. Lovely. Good to fill the lungs with fresh air. I just want to say thanks as well to all you guys who have hit the subscribe button already. I really appreciate it. Been getting some good comments as well on the videos and reels and shorts that I've been posting. And the response on threads has been great as well. I really appreciate the engagement. Just saw a massive black rat run into there. Nice. Not sure that's the kind of wildlife I want to be seeing. Spotted a giant owl over there. Can you spot him in the bushes? Interesting. This is the Galton Valley Canal Museum. I remember passing down there as well. I have to come back and go in there at some point. But there's a lot of interesting stuff in there. There was Smethwick Galton Bridge tunnel down there as well. I remember going through at some point here. I'm not sure if this level goes through another tunnel. Still a little bit freaked out from going through a Coseley tunnel a few weeks ago. But it'll be fine, no doubt. Oh, you've got a good shot down there of the new main line. You see it just there. That's how close it is, running parallel to each other for a time. And then, as you can see from the map here, we're going to split away and pass under a load of motorways and things at some point soon. So I'm not sure how long this peacefulness is going to last. Probably not very long. Guess what I can see coming up, guys? Oh, actually, that's mega short. No problem there. I was filled with immediate dread seeing that, but looks like we'll be all right. Another interesting thing is we're entering the slightly cooler part of the year. We have winter coming up, you know, in autumn. We have cold weather, snow, rain, fog. I'm still intending to try and come out, all being well, regardless of the weather. Obviously, just have to make sure I'm wearing the right clothes and camera gear can cope with it and stuff. But I'm sure it'll be fine. It will definitely add a different kind of feel to the videos, won't it? So the bridge we just passed anyway, that was Smethwick Bridge, just there. The station's up there. So we're making some progress. Still got a fair bit to do though. I think pretty soon we're gonna, we've already veered away from the new main line, and I think we're about to go onto the motorways and things pretty soon. Quite overgrown here and industrial. Look at that factory looming over us. Not sure if you can pick it up on the camera, but it's really big. Entering the jungle here. Have to keep your eyes open for pygmies. Pygmies live around here. Wow, look at that wall of reeds. Really looking forward to next week's walk on the Worcester and Birmingham Canal with Martin and the lads. It'll make a change for me at the moment to have some company. Although I do enjoy getting out on the canals, it can be a bit, you know. This is the bit where we're going under the motorway bridges, and I think a stretch of that as well. At the beginning of one of my, it might have been my previous video actually, we had to divert off of the new main line and pass under motorway bridges there, and I think we're going to end up in the same spot again. But of course this time round we're going to be going down the old main line route instead of the new, which is a completely different direction, and it goes right around the houses to get to Tipton. So it'll be interesting to see how it all looks. Towpath is really grim here. I want to say this is mud, but I'm not 100% sure. What's weird to think is this old main line is well over 200 years old and was here long before this motorway, long before these factories probably. And I bet you it's real open space when it was cut out. And now look at it, eh? I'm sorry if the noise is a bit crap here. It's quite loud with the traffic and the sounds of like industry over there as well. So sorry if the audio is not great here. Wonder what that little building used to be used for. It looks like once maybe there was a bridge here that came over onto that and crossed over here. Yeah, and joined up here maybe. Up here on the top of that. Yeah, that might have been an old bridge. Very interesting. Glad we're out of that bit. That wasn't the motorway bit I was thinking. I think that's coming up in a minute, where the two reconnect. In that previous video, I don't know if you recall, I had to divert off of the footpath because of a collapsed wall somewhere. And that chap guided me around and showed me how to get back on the other side by cutting through onto the old main line, going under the motorway bridge. So I think that's the spot where this is coming up in a minute. Looking forward to getting that bit out of the way. Obviously walking under these motorway bridges and through these industrial areas doesn't have the safest feel. But you know, I've not had any problems so far. But you've got to be constantly on the lookout, haven't you? This looks like Spon Lane Bridge. And most likely this is the spot somewhere around here where I met that chap before. Yeah, this is feeling familiar. This is feeling very familiar. In fact, I think that bridge I just passed might have been, that was the spot where I came down. And then I walked along here and there was an off-cut this way, which I think there was a set of steps going down, which we'll see in a minute. And those steps went down to the new main line. And there was a second part which continued along the old main line, which is where we're going to be going. Yeah, this is it. 100%. I remember standing in this exact spot last time. I've just checked the map. That little bit there is just a short arm which links down to the lower level, I think, and it was always just used for these factories, I'm guessing. And then down this part is where we're going, and that's where the steps were down to the new main line. Yeah, so this is the point here where we went down the steps, and the new main line runs parallel down that way, but we're staying up here today and we're heading down the old main line there. I'm kind of hoping I don't have to walk back and cross over like that chap has on his bike. We'll have to see what the towpath's like. Yeah, that's the drop down to the new main line, and we're carrying on here. And we'll join up with it again later. I'm getting the feeling that this towpath on this side might not be great. Steward railway bridges. Might change my battery and check my map and see what's best here. There's a bridge there I can cross anyway, actually. Yeah, we'll just carry on and we'll see what that looks like. We'll use this bridge as a convenient stopping point to... oh look, that's interesting. You can't use this bridge. Look at that. Wow, it's very old. Not sure what it's going to be like down here. Might have to go back, guys. Yeah, it's not as bad as I thought it would be, to be honest. A little bit overgrown, but you can still get through, no problem. Aha, there's the bridge. Taking the towpath over to the right-hand side. So let's go and do that. Still haven't seen one narrow boat yet. And obviously, I'm guessing if you are on a narrow boat, you're not going to want to come up to the old main line, are you? Using all those locks when you don't have to. But yeah, it's a every time I come out, I'm not seeing any people out on the boats, which is really weird. If you're a narrow boat, let me know why. I mean, I obviously understand why you wouldn't want to be out on the old main line, but just generally, I'm guessing it's the water level still. Let's see what's what here. Yeah, it's looking good. Apart from this bit. Can't wait to get out of this this area. Really weird. Look how far that goes. It's like a forest of these motorway pillars. Looks like we're coming out of the motorway area, hopefully. And as you can see, there's no towpath there. I think I made the right choice again. Starting to get pretty peckish. It's early in the morning. Well, I set off early. It's gone 9 o'clock now. Haven't had anything to eat. Have a look on the map and see if there's a stopping place. Get a snack. I forgot to bring any. I ain't got anything apart from water with me. Looks like we're going back under the motorway there and then carrying on away on the other side. Interesting overflow sort of pipes and a slope. Don't think there's much danger of the canals overflowing at the moment, no, do you? Nice big heron there. Heron racing a seagull. Very low bridge. Back under the motorway again. I don't think we're under it for long, I hope. Not the most scenic stretch of canal, is it? There's another branch down there which looks like it goes to somewhere called Tipton Pools. Signs saying to go down here 6.5 miles towards Wolverhampton, which is where we're going, and back that way is 7 miles and 3 locks to Birmingham. So yeah, we're going to carry on. Although at some point, no doubt, I will head down that way and check out this Tipton Pool. Sounds interesting. Got no idea what that's about though. This is the point where it properly leaves the motorway. We've still got quite a way to go, but at least it won't be under these noisy, horrible bridges. Just passed under Stone Street Bridge and out of the shadow of the motorway, almost. Those old boats there. Well, I've got to be honest, so far the new main line is winning. A weeping willow trailing her fingers in the canal. My mum's favourite type of tree. I can kind of see why. Holy shit, I can see a narrowboat. The first one for miles. It's pretty cool. I wouldn't mind having one of those. I just met a really nice chap back there who's going along the towpath picking up litter, maintaining the cleanliness of the area, protect it, protect the wildlife and that kind of thing. I had a nice chat with him. And I've got to say, you know, all these volunteers who are picking up litter, I really appreciate you, because obviously I'm spending time in this environment and really developing a love for the canals. So I just want to say thank you for your efforts. It is appreciated. I'm sure there's a lot of people that do appreciate it, but I think it's excellent, so thank you. This bridge is called Whimsy Bridge. There's some proper miserable people down here on the towpath today. Said hello to a few people and they've just literally walked past. At least the towpath is a little bit better here. It's tarmacked. Finally, the sound of the motorway and the trains and factories has melted away. One thing I'm really looking forward to is coming out onto the towpath and doing a walk on a cold kind of like January day when you breathe in. And it's just so refreshing, that cold air. Maybe having detecting like the smell of log burners on the air. And when you come across a nice canal side pub with a roaring fire, some food, an ale or something. Looking forward to having that experience in a few months. Going to be walking the Coventry Canal in November and December. This guy from the Canal and Rivers Trust. Hello mate, if you're watching. I'm looking forward to coming up and meeting you, getting to know you a bit, walking along some of the canal. Yeah, looking forward to that stretch, it'll be nice. So I've got that to look forward to. And then when I complete the Coventry Canal, I would have done well over 100 miles in the last 6 months, which isn't a bad start considering I'm coming out of an illness and I'm just rebuilding my fitness. My plan is for next year, 2026, I really want to step it up. I want to stop doing these, 7-milers. And I want to be doing 10 to 20 miles a time. Speed up the process a bit. I like to bring it up to about 500 miles completed by the end of next year. So I would have done a quarter. And then the following year make a big dent, do several hundred miles if I can, and start pushing towards the end point. But we've got a lot of miles to walk, you and me, Interestingly, coming up here on the right any second is the Gower branch canal, and I remember in my last walk seeing this from the other side. So this is one of those straight branches that connects the old and the new main line. As you can see, it drops down the level slightly using a few locks, and it will carry on in that direction. And I think, I could be making an error here, but I think that joins up to the new main line. Just approaching Tividale Aqueduct here. Not as big as some, but decent nonetheless. And this is another one of those arms that joins up to the new main line way down there. And I think this is another one of the ones that I pointed out on that last video. We haven't got much further to go today. We're going to be arriving in Tipton soon enough, and we're going to end there for the day. And then on the next video of this series, I'm going to be picking up the trail at Cosley Tunnel, where I finished off last time, and walking the last 6 miles to Aldersley Junction, where this canal ends, and it meets the Worcester and Staffordshire Canal, I think. And then we'll be hitting the Coventry Canal towpath. It's a nice little bit over there, surrounded by houses. That's nice, looking out your front window onto that. Wonder if that's one of the little door things that Taz was telling us about, where the fire service can access the water supply of the canal. We're well outside Birmingham. Interesting to see that those sorts of doors are still there. Starting to get a bit tired now, looking forward to the end point. There's a little arm there which sometimes served these factories. I'm guessing got Tipton Green over there. Our canal bends around here towards the end point where it rejoins the new main line, not too far up. There's 8 miles to Birmingham that way, and 5.5 miles to Wolverhampton this way. As you can see from the map, we've got probably a couple of kilometres before we get to the new main line at Tipton. Probably done about 10 miles today when you factor in walking to and from train stations and stuff. And next week's walk along the Worcester and Birmingham Canal will be 10 miles. My legs are aching right now, so that's probably about right for me at the moment, which is a bit worrying because the following week we've got that 20-mile stretch. So I'm gonna have to see how I am after next week. And, you know, I mean, it's all building me back up, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, I can always do that 20-mile stretch and stop early if I need to, and then pick up from where I left off the following weekend. I just won't be with Martin and the lads on that bit, but we'll just have to see how we get on. It's definitely going to be good for me to keep pushing myself and feel that pain. Otherwise I'm never going to get back to what I was. Me and Martin, I've done, you know, 17 miles, maybe 20 miles in a day before in very hot weather. That was hard, but yeah, obviously at the moment I'm trying to build back up to that. So not next weekend, the one after is going to be a bit of a test. I think I'll test myself and it'll be like a gauge of how well this is working for me. Got the fountain in here. Unfortunately that's closed because I'm here in the morning. That would have been a good stop. It's a shame, but we'll make up for it next week with the 8 pubs. Seems to be a few narrow boats here, which is good to see. Smells nice though, the engine. It's actually good to see some narrow boats. We're just coming up to the end point where the old main line meets the new again. And that will be our stopping point for the day. It's been a strange stretch of canal. Very strange. I haven't really liked this stretch, to be honest. It's been, you know, most of it's been under motorway bridges. Just the feel of it's not as nice as the new main line. It's definitely hit and miss on some of these stretches, I think. So the last time I was here, I must have walked straight under there. I think I do remember passing this pub actually, yeah, and it was closed. I think I checked on the internet last time and it opens in the evening, so I was a little bit gutted because that would have been the first, or one of the first pub stopping points that I'd come across. And I'm guessing it's going to be closed again today, but at least right now. Oh, look at this, not really worn over hundreds of years. Nice. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. If you want to find out what happens next week when we go on this 10-mile pub crawl with the film crew there from Narrow Escapes, hit subscribe and follow along. Also, I'll be posting another video where I finish the Birmingham Main Line, walking from Cosley Tunnel to Aldersley Junction. That'll be in a few weeks too. So yeah, if you want to follow along and you're not already, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you again soon.